Welcome back to our Dan Education series in which we're discussing the heart, health and diving. And in this episode we'll be discussing an interesting condition called extrasystole. Keep watching. So what is extrasystole? Extrasystole is a heartbeat or beats that occur outside the heart's regular rhythm. They often arise in the ventricles, in which case they may be referred to as a so-called premature ventricular contraction. In other words, an early contraction of the bulk muscles of the heart, or sometimes premature ventricular complexes, abbreviated as PVCs. The cause of these extra beats can again be benign or may be due to a serious underlying heart conditions. Now, believe it or not, PVCs are actually quite common even in healthy individuals. They've been recorded in 75% of those who undergo a prolonged cardiac monitoring for at least 24 hours. The incidence of PVCs also increases with age, and they've been recorded in over 5% of individuals that are older than 40 years and undergo an electrocardiogram. Men seem to be affected more than women. The extrasystole itself is usually not felt. It may be experienced as a pause or skip beat or a thump in the chest as the electrical system of the heart resets itself, but sometimes it's completely asymptomatic. The contraction that follows the pause is often more forceful and may again be experienced as a thump, which is referred to as a palpitation, which is a strong pulse beat or thrust of the heart, which may be unusually rapid or intense. Extrasystoles can either be sustained or sometimes combined with other abnormal rhythms, and the affected individual may experience dizziness or lightheadedness. Heart palpitations and these sensations of missed or skip beats are common complaints to people seeking medical care or advice for extrasystoles, and a medical examination is required to determine whether the condition is benign or is the result of a serious underlying condition. For instance, a disturbance in electrolytes such as sodium or potassium in the blood. In some cases, doctors may recommend a so-called echocardiogram or ultrasound examination of the heart, or a stress test, or a Holter monitor, which is a 24-hour to a 48-hour surveillance. Holter monitoring may uncover PVCs that are unifocal, which means they arise from a single location, or, which is of greater concern, multifocal, which means they arise in different parts of the heart and are a greater indication of an underlying abnormality of the heart muscle. They may also identify a so-called R on T phenomenon, which is a way in which the heart beats and then recovers after contraction. Sometimes bigeminy, which means two heads, two pulses, or trigeminy, which mean three pulses or three extrasystoles. If there are serious structural disorders such as coronary artery disease or heart muscle sickness called cardiomyopathy, which is also a weakening of the heart muscle, this may be serious and has to be ruled out in the individual that is seeking reassurance. For symptomatic patients, the course is less clear as the controversy regarding the possible treatment options. Two drugs are commonly used to treat high blood pressure and applied in extrasystoles, and those are the so-called beta blockers and calcium channel blockers. They may be used, but the difficulty is that, for instance, beta blockers may inhibit or restrain the heart's ability to beat strongly, and that may have an effect on the ability to exercise. Antiarrhythmics may also be prescribed for extrasystole, but again have mixed reviews. And then there's so-called cardiac ablation, which sounds terrible, but what it really means is that a catheter is introduced into a major artery threaded into the heart, and a special heated or radio wave, like a microwave pulse, is directed at a part of the heart that is misbehaving. And individuals who otherwise may not have been able to dive and suffered from regular extra beats can actually be treated effectively with these zapping of the affected locations in the heart and the faulty circuits. So that brings us to the effects on diving. Now, although PVCs are present in a large percentage of otherwise normal individuals, they have been shown to increase the chances of death over time. So if a PVC is detected, it is important that it should be properly investigated and underlying conditions ruled out. Divers who experience PVCs and are found to have coronary artery disease or cardiomyopathy will put themselves at significant risk if they continue diving. And the same is true for divers diagnosed with the so-called R-on-T phenomenon, or runs of ventricular tachycardia, or multifocal PVCs. Such individuals, again, should refrain from diving. Divers who experience PVCs but remain asymptomatic may be able to consider return to diving. And these individuals, after discussion with a cardiologist, and ideally a diving medical practitioner, should understand the risks involved. Remember that caffeine is an important cause of PVCs, and so it's another reason why it should be avoided, in addition to the diuresis, which may lead to dehydration. Thank you for watching this episode, and again remember to subscribe, and thank you for your support of watching and learning together with us about the heart, health, and diving.